So Jason is a singer-songwriter where he started busking at the streets of Orchard and also like in Melbourne. He also recently released a debut called Heart Release.
Hello. Hi. Yes. Hello. Hi guys.
Cheers.
Sorry for the malfunction. Cheers.
No worries. What are you having?
This is just like instant black coffee. Yeah.
That's great. So, again, thank you so much for joining Coffee On. So, Coffee On is essentially a live stream that we want to make like two-way conversation accessible to everyone, wherever they are. So, this session will also be recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube. Yeah. So, it's going to be fun. After the session, in case if anyone missed it, you can rewatch it. So, right, I'm very excited. Yeah. I hope you are too.
Yes, I am.
So, the questions today we have would be revolving around like your busking experience and also like what's upcoming for you.
Right.
So, yeah, so just so that everyone knows your story, when did you started busking?
Alright, so as Carmen has introduced, I'm a busker and I started busking. It's been about 4 years now. I first started busking in the middle of 2016, close to when I was going to ORD. Then I had a bit of spare time, and then yeah, that's when I started.
That's interesting. How did like the busking experience like? I can imagine that it's quite scary because you're essentially putting yourself out there, not knowing what the crowd is, not knowing how people respond.
Yeah. So, right, prior to busking, I had a little bit of experience performing. I've joined like a few small competitions here and there, but I wasn't like super experienced with performing. So, the reason I started busking anyways was because like I love performing, and I didn't always have a platform for me to perform, like to show people the kind of music I love to sing and play. And so, busking was just there. Like my friend told me about how he saw a busker at Orchard Road, and like he had a huge crowd. And then he told me it was something that I could look into. And I'm like, he showed me a picture of the crowd he had, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of people. So I like wanted to jump on board this busking thing as well. And so I did. I went to get a busking permit from the National Arts Council, and you have to audition actually, and then I started busking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What do you like most about like busking?
I think what I love most about busking is the way that there's not really a barrier between you and the audience. I feel like sometimes when you're on a stage, people might find it difficult to come and approach you. Let's say you're playing their favorite song, like something that means a lot to them. After like a gig on the stage, like I don't know, I feel like people might be a bit intimidated to come approach you. But when I'm busking on the streets, like they'll just come up to me and say, "Oh, that song was so good! Like it brought back so many memories. Thank you so much for this performance." And then I can actually talk to them like normal human beings, I guess. So that's one great part about busking that I love.
That's true. I mean, it's not so much like a stage where there's a barrier, right?
Yeah, it's a lot more
almost very human, very That's true. Like there's something I also enjoy a lot about like joining a crowd together around because you want to show appreciation
as well.
Sorry?
We can't really do that now, can we?
We can't really do that now. Yeah, we're just very sad. What's when you do covers, right? Is there any copyright issues?
As far as I know, no. As far as I'm aware, no.
Interesting. Yeah. Initially, what did you do differently in order for you to be heard?
Right, honestly, prior to busking, I wasn't doing much to get myself heard at all. like a bit of backstory about me. Since I would guess since about secondary school or about when I was in polytechnic, like 17, 16 that time, I kind of figured out music is something I wanted to do because of how much I enjoyed myself when I performed to others, and also how much I felt, just how music felt to me when I listened to it. So it's really something special, and that's when I decided like I wanted to do music. And before that, I knew I had this idea in my head, I'm gonna be a musician, but I never really took active steps towards it. Like I never went on to like approach bars or like venues and like, hey guys, can you like let me play for this event, because I never felt like I had the accolades, I guess. Like I didn't have a portfolio, like tell them like, oh, I played at here before, I played there before. So I didn't really try lah, actually. And with busking, right, I never saw it as a form of like progressing my musical career. It's more of like, it's there and I can get people to listen to me and it's fun. So like, just do it lah. Yeah, I just did it, and then it turned out to like help in building this musical career that I have long.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Which or what song do you enjoy the most, like performing?
What songs do I enjoy the most? There's so many songs I love to perform. The ones I love the most tend to be the ones that people resonate with the most. Like I like entertaining people, and so when I play the songs that people really resonate with, that's when I enjoy myself, I guess. Like crowd favorites like Ed Sheeran, you know. Although sometimes you can play perfect a little too much. Like yeah, but other than that, I just love playing crowd favorites and just entertaining people.
That's very nice. What was your most challenging experience back then as a busker? Or like, what's the strangest request you ever had?
Strangest request? Man, actually I don't really remember any strange requests. It's only that like I don't really do Mando pop, and then sometimes Mando pop is really popular. I mostly sing English songs, and then people will request for Chinese songs, and I know like a handful, maybe like 10, like Eric Cho, J Cho stuff, and JJ Lin things. But when anything out of that realm, like I can't do, then I feel bad. Oh, sorry guys, I can't sing that song. But in terms of strange requests, I haven't really had any. Yeah, but if we're gonna talk about the challenges of busking, there's quite a few. So one thing that you can't really control when you're out there in the open performing is the weather, right? And as much as I rely on weather app and like the forecast, it's never 100% accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, sometimes like you go to, so like my busking setup consists of like 2 car batteries, because I power this speaker that weighs 20 kg, and then the 2 car batteries that I bring to power it weighs like 20 kg each as well. So like I'm carrying a ton of stuff. So I would have to have a trolley to push around these things to wherever I busk as well. So I usually take a cab there, and then I'll push around the trolley. And then sometimes when you push to a place, right, and then you set up, and then like the sky turns grey, I'm like, oh no, please don't. I'm like, and you play like halfway, you set up, you play like one song, and then it starts drizzling, and then you're like, oh man, you're screwed. Yeah, but sometimes even when it's drizzling, right, I will continue playing because like, wow, I took so much effort to come down to the place already, and there are people watching me, so I am going to make the most out of it. But there was one time my guitar actually got drenched, and then I had to like pay a lot of money to get it fixed. So I'm a lot more careful when it's raining now. Yeah.
in terms of your busking license, right, do you have a specific like time slot that you can perform that's given to every musician? So if you miss that slot, oh god, then I think it's pretty okay. Yeah, you're just
so
very strong will to play under rain.
Yeah, so in a lot of countries, right, I think because the busking scene is still relatively new compared to other countries, so like there isn't that kind of system set up here yet. Like I know in other countries like Melbourne, right, where I've busked in before, so because I study there, we're restricted to performing to only 2 hours at a particular spot. There is no time slots, strictly speaking, but after 2 hours of using a space, then you have to move to another one to just be fair to everyone who wants to use the space lah. So in Singapore, it's first come, first serve. Yeah, that is like a good and bad thing because there are some people, right? So in busking, there's a lot more acts than just musicians lah. There's like circus acts. There's some people even do comedy. But like some people like a circus act that I remember, but I'm not gonna mention who. Like he would. So usually the crowd at Orchard Road starts coming in like early evening, like 5 p.m. So he would come around 12 p.m. He'll put his like flight case, his equipment there, he just choke the spot. And then he like runs off to somewhere else. Then like no one can use the spot. He's just reserving it for himself. So that's not a good thing to do.
Sounds like it's very competitive.
It is quite competitive. Yeah, like I mean, it's competitive, but people are still relatively nice to each other, you know, because like we're technically colleagues, I guess, and Orchard Road is our office.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, you know, you want to play nice with everyone because you're gonna see them pretty often, and you just don't stir shit lah. But there are some people that just don't care and don't play nice with others, then they usually get a bad rap lah. Yeah.
That's true. What's the difference, the main difference between busking like in Singapore and versus Melbourne?
Okay, so
the experience is like a bit of both, right?
Yeah. So I've busked quite a bit in Melbourne as well, during my study breaks, I guess. So in Melbourne, right, people are a lot more friendly and outgoing, I'd say. Yeah. I think people would just actually, like, people would like assume that also anyway. But like okay, people in Singapore, right, when they watch me, most of the time, right, they'll keep a distance, and when they're just very shy, even when they want to like contribute to like my money box, right, then they'll like run over to the box and then they run away because scared of the attention, you know, like because like everyone's watching, and then they just like paiseh. But in Melbourne, people are like, they don't care, they don't give a damn, like in a good and a bad way. So sometimes when you're performing their favorite song, they'll just like break out into dance. They'll just start slow dancing or whatever, and just really be themselves. Like there's like nothing holding them back. So in that way, like it's really nice to see all. Like you can see them actively enjoying your music and actually participating in the performance. Yeah, true. I mean, as a musician, you definitely want a crowd that, you know, that moves people, right? That allows people to move with the music and to feel it, right? Versus like probably just looking. I mean, no, like even with an audience, like just looking, it means a lot to me already, because where I busk, like there aren't any like seats, so people have to just stand there in the middle of the road, and that means a lot to me because I'm sure people have things to do. You know, they're like going about their day, and then they decided to take their time to just stand there and appreciate what I have. So yeah, I'm actually really grateful for that. But I mean, it's also nice lah if they like participate in the music making. But also like in Melbourne, like I said, they're outgoing in good and bad ways. So like sometimes, like, you know, drunk people in Singapore, they're like still quite well behaved actually. So in Melbourne, when I perform in the city, right, Yeah, people are quite rowdy lah. They like sometimes when I'm playing guitar and then there's a part where I'm not using the microphone, right? Suddenly I'll have this like random guy or girl just come and scream into the microphone. Then I'm like, shoot. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
But that's normal lah. Like that's not out of the norm for like Melbourne. Yeah.
So for everyone that is here with us today, if you have any questions for Jason, please feel free to submit them below. We would love to have you part of the conversation. Because, I mean, it's very interesting to know Jason and also to hear about his experience as a busker. I think something that we probably see a lot but don't really understand or appreciate are like musicians. They're still very underappreciated until today. So yeah, if you have any questions, we would love to have you in the conversation with us today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see a lot of my friends
you have a lot
on this live chat. Hi guys. Hi Sarah. Hi Christine.
You have a huge follower and a big fan club. Everyone is like...
Hi Rachel.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
When was like the point that you decided to pursue music? Like full time?
Actually, I made the decision a lot, like early, like very early on. Actually, like I said, when I was 16, 17. Actually, when I went to Polytechnic, right, I took a diploma of sonic arts. So that's like a Jabalang course of like audio engineering, live sound, music theory, music composition, keyboard skills. So you learn everything, a little bit of everything. So that actually helped develop my musicianship a lot, actually. So even though I didn't take active steps into like building my career when I was younger, because like everyone's just like, oh, I'm in school, why I need to do anything else? Like I'm a full-time student. But yeah, I decided I wanted to be a musician pretty early on, actually. But it's only lately then I take like the proper steps to actually build my career. Yeah.
How does music like make you feel? Because your songs and the stuff that you normally like enjoy performing is very personal, and it also evokes like very human emotion, right? So how does music make you feel that you want your audience to feel?
Okay, so right, one reason, actually the main reason I decided to make music what I do in life is because of how it makes me feel. Like I'm a very emotional person. Like I can listen to a song and then like just start crying sometimes. Like or whenever I'm down, right, there are particular songs that really speak to you, just hit the spot. It makes you even sadder, but you feel like oddly good in a weird way. But it makes you sadder, but I don't know. But I think it's magical, like how music can make everyone and me especially feel. So that's why it's something I decided to do, because like I find purpose and I find it very fulfilling, and I think performing is really fun as well. That also, and okay, when have I answered the question? So
no, nothing. Everyone, you should focus right now because Jason's gonna tell us what music means to him. Alright. No, just kidding. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I have a lot of musician friends, right? And a lot of them tend to be like very technical and they love like jazz or like all like the chim genres. But actually I'm super basic.
Chim is what? Sorry. What's chim?
Like complicated or like difficult. Yeah. So stuff that are more abstract, like in my opinion, jazz is a very cool genre, but it's also a little bit harder to appreciate than your average pop song. And for me, I guess I'm basic in that way that I love the top 40s. I it's totally my jam, like top 40s. Yeah. And to me, it's not like fancy chord work or very complicated and deep lyric writing, although that does count, but sometimes to me even like the most simplest chord progressions, melodies and lyrics can speak and make me feel a lot because of, I think, the intentions, the emotions and the story that goes behind those songs. Yeah, and that's why I love pop music actually, because they're often really simple songs, but yet they make me feel so much. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to emulate in my own work and my songwriting as well. That like I wish my music is accessible to everyone, but yet at the same time, it's deep enough for people to connect with, because the stories are real. Yeah.
That's true. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much.
Worries. Yeah.
We've actually got quite a lot of questions.
Yeah, we got questions I was about to mention.
Yeah, so I'm sure you're very excited to answer them. The first one will be from Hey Shogus. What inspired your upcoming song?
Oh man.
It's gonna be another one. Yeah.
It's super personal, but yeah, I guess since I decided to write this song, I should have been prepared to share it. So, basically it was I went through a heartbreak. It's a relationship I had with a girl, and basically I think I didn't truly show how I felt and who I was to the person, and because of that, I think I lost her. Yeah. So the song is about a realization of my mistakes and my regrets, basically. And you guys can find out more about the song when it comes out on the 31st of July.
Wow, I'm gonna be very, very excited for that. How has COVID affected your songwriting process? How do you get inspiration? Or
yeah, honestly,
do you look inwards? Or
okay, so yeah, I find it a little bit more challenging to be writing songs right now because there's nothing much happening in my life, honestly. Because, when I wrote this song, Now I Know, right, the one that's coming up, I was super emotional because, it's just bursting out of me, those emotions. That song took, probably, I don't know, an hour to write, because when I was, the content, the whatever, the lyrics, they were all just thoughts in my head, and then I just put them into paper, so they came out really naturally. But right now, I don't know, I'm not interacting with many people other than my family at home. There's nothing much going on, but I mean, still I find ways to write about things. Sometimes I don't write about things that are just about myself. I write about more universal concepts, death, loss of a loved one, or sometimes when I'm inspired by other forms of media, watching a movie about war and the camaraderie behind it, then I can draw inspiration from it, and also draw from the 2 years of experience I had in military as well. So it's just a combination of my own experience and also experiences from others conveyed in other forms of media that I consume. I watch a lot of anime also, but that doesn't usually inspire me.
High five. High five. Me too. So, what's your most favorite song or song that you like to listen to other than your own voice?
Oh, okay. I don't really listen to my voice that much, but one of my favorite artists right now is Bruno Major. He's amazing. He's so good. The way he forms his songs and the lyrics, they're done so elegantly. And even though these songs are complicated, he makes it so that a lot of people can appreciate them, like even at a very basic level. So that's what I like about him. So he's kind of like jazz, folk, R&B-ish, like he's a combination of genres lah. But one of my favorite songs from him right now is, which is also the title track of his new album. It's called "To Let a Good Thing Die." Yeah, I love his voice and his guitar playing. It's really amazing.
To Let a Good Thing Die, right?
Yeah, I hope I got that right. Yeah, I think it's "To Let a Good Thing Die."
Oh yeah, got it. I'll post that in the conversation so that everyone has access to that.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you normally feel when your listeners from the other side of the world actually listens to your song? It's from a user, Som Sang Krum Sebastian Stan. It's a very long name, but yeah, I mean that's very interesting because a lot of time I think the process of like creating music is very personal, right? And it takes a lot for anyone to be able to share something that means so much to you for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel when like listeners from the other side of the world actually like when they're very into your music?
I think it's amazing like
Do you think it encourages you to produce more?
Of course, like putting out like the only song I have. So I have one song on Spotify right now. There's gonna be more, but that one song was actually received a lot better than I expected. Like I don't think I'm like a great singer-songwriter or anything, right? I'm still learning. I'm still like building my craft. But see, you know, like there's a Spotify for artists app, and then you can see like the stats, like this many people, like 10 people in Norway are listening to your stuff, like 100 people in Japan are streamed your song today. Then I'm like, what? Whoa! Like, I mean, for me, I never expect like my song to do well at all. I guess I don't know why I think like that, but like when I see that there are actually people listening to my music, it is such a huge encouragement. Yeah. And yeah, it does encourage me a lot to it does encourage me to write a lot more, because when I look at it, I'm like, wow, there are actually people out there that want to listen. Then I better start writing more stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So we will just answer one more questions from the crowd. And we have a request from Dang Brong to sing a small part of Heart Release later.
Sure.
Is that possible?
Of course. It would be my pleasure.
Hey XO Gus asks, any thoughts of collaboration with other local artists?
Yeah, definitely. I think collaboration is apart from just being fun, right? Like collaborating with my friends who happen to be artists as well, because music is a fun thing. Collaboration is very important to kind of expand your audience as well, because you can introduce your music to potential listeners, potential like fans, that people like they might appreciate your stuff, and then like your friend who you're collaborating with can also introduce their stuff to your audience. So apart from just being fun to do, it is very beneficial for us as musicians to collaborate. And I think this is not just for musicians, right? Collaboration is important for like in any industry. This is a collaboration.
This is a collaboration. If you can, who would you like to collaborate with?
Like locally?
If there's no like any famous like artist that you like to collaborate with. What's your dream collaboration?
I mean, Ed Sheeran lah. He's one of my favorite artists. I would say my favorite artist, like number one, is Ed Sheeran. it'll be him.
Nice. I'm sure everyone would definitely love that as well.
Yeah, man. Like,
I think we are a little bit. It's been great to have you. The conversation went very well. So we overtime a little bit, but I'm sure everyone is also very excited to hear a short part of Heart Release. Could you be able to do that for us?
yeah, sure, of course. All right.
All right. Show some love, guys.
In my dreams, you're next to me. I think of you, even when I sleep. This perfect scene, your arms around me. I'm in love. Please just let me be. So don't wake me up. You'll be falling with me. And I see ashes of pain. Oh, the sound that angels sing. Lying with me. So please let our hearts release. There's no other place I'd rather be. Lying with me. Come by here with me.
Awesome. You have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for us.
Yeah.
So I've heard you have something to. You're also doing another live stream on your account tomorrow, right? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
All right. So, any of you guys who are following me, you should have already known. Like, I'm having this collaboration with you guys and Chasing Hardware, where we're doing this live stream called Sunday Morning Sessions. And tomorrow will be the very first session, so it will be on IG Live at 11 a.m. So what is happening is we're holding a giveaway where you just comment on my post and tell us how would you enjoy your favorite cup of coffee on a Sunday morning. And we'll pick 2 winners from those comments. One of them will get $50 worth of online vouchers. You can get anything you want on PPP Coffee's website. You go from filter bags. I think you can get pastry also, right? Yeah, the banana loaf. Is it?
Yeah, you can get a lot of things, but you can't get Jason though. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you just DM me. I'll pay for you. No need. Yeah. You don't have to go through a competition for that. And then to the other winner, we'll be giving away a 6-pack of your cold brew. So one of them looks like this. This is the white one. And then you can either choose for the 6-pack to be white or black. And personally, I like white coffee a lot. But recently I've been into calorie counting. So I stick to black coffee now. Still good, still really good, yeah.
So
that's what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So again, thank you very much for joining Coffee On today.
Mm-hmm.
So we had so much pleasure asking you questions or having people to join our conversation. And again, because Coffee On by nature is very collaborative, right? So it's amazing that we are able to share this conversation with everyone and to allow like audience to join as well. So we actually record the entire session. It will be available via IG Live or on our YouTube page. So you can follow us at PPP Coffee on YouTube, or you can follow our Instagram
Go check out, guys.
For more future Jason Yu's collaboration. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
You.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye.
Woo.